This is English shorthand dictation number 118 and the dictation speed is 140 words per minute. Ready? Start. Mr. Chairman, sir, I will try to keep my commitment to complete my remarks within 3 minutes. I will not reiterate the issues which have already been raised. Several discussions have taken place on this. On behalf of my party, I support this. I will only give a few suggestions here. I want to suggest that a new bill should be introduced, giving right of forests to the tribal persons who live in the forests. This bill should be introduced and passed for the purpose of real development of tribal persons. Everywhere we now find that no forest clearances are given. Let this right be given to the persons who are in the scheduled tribe areas. Let a meaningful life be extended to the tribal people. Today's Naxal and Maoist movements are there because of the fact that even after so many decades, no development has taken place in the areas where tribals live. I give the example of areas of Jharkhand and West Bengal where coal mining operations are going on and a project of Damodar Valley Corporation is also there, and at the same time scheduled tribes areas are there. Unfortunately, the public sector undertakings are not spending the funds from the CSR accounts which are kept for that purpose. Today, if the state government is serious about curbing the Naxalite and Maoist movements, extensive development has to take place in the areas where scheduled tribe persons are there. Had there been any benefit extended to the affected persons in the areas where the mines are allotted to the private persons, these Naxal and Maoist movements would not have been there. I will tell you the experience of West Bengal. Today, 3 districts are affected by Naxal and Maoist movements. In these 3 districts, for the last 40 years, no development has taken place. So, development is needed today. We must make an endeavor and sincerely we must see that the central government implements the policies in the areas where there are scheduled tribes. Though there have been many central government projects, they have not been implemented in a proper manner and the benefits have not been extended to the scheduled tribe areas. I would say that the right of forest should be extended to the scheduled tribes who live in forest. We must extend a meaningful life for them within the ambit of our constitution. At the outset, I rise to oppose the demands for grants for tribal affairs. The reason is that in India we have more than 9 crore of tribal population, but the total budget allocated since independence is only rupees 3200 crore. 62 years have passed since independence. From those 62 years, Congress government was ruling at the center for 49 years with brief stints of Janata Dal and NDA government in between. 1/4 of the population in my state belongs to the tribal community. Maximum number of primitive tribes reside here. Many tribal leaders have sacrificed their lives for the cause of the nation. Sir, I have been a member of Legislative Assembly in my state. I am the son of a freedom fighter and several of my family members have been people's elected representatives in the past. Yet we could not be successful in improving the conditions of the people at the grassroots level. There was no facility as far as communication, health or education is concerned. Due to the faulty central policies, my district lacked road or railway connectivity. For decades, no development took place in my state. Our tribal leaders have sacrificed so much for the freedom of this nation. What have they got in return? They remain neglected in politics, in administration, in health, in education, and in every other sphere. The tribal communities are always at the receiving end. The tribal leaders remain unsung heroes. The central government has always overlooked the fact that tribal community is a part and parcel of the society and needs all-round development to be part of the national mainstream. The tribal people are being uprooted from their own land in the name of industrialization and exploited in every sphere. We should give them the due recognition as the custodian of our forest and mineral wealth. They must be properly compensated and rehabilitated before being displaced. Thankfully, the state government is very serious as far as rehabilitation policy is concerned. There is a disturbing trend in the process of migration. While tribals are moving to cities to work as laborers and becoming slum dwellers in the process, the urban elites are reaching tribal areas to set up industrial hubs. The tribals are working hard in fields but not getting remunerative prices for their produce. Most tribal areas lack road connectivity and transport facilities to mainland market. Hence, tribals fall prey to middlemen and languish in poverty. In order to improve their condition, we urgently need a new central policy with a pro-people, pro-poor approach. The administration should also be sensitized to cater to the needs of the tribal brethren. Sir, wherever industrialization has taken place, a member of the displaced family must get a job. Secondly, the family which has lost its traditional livelihood and homestead land must be given legal right as a shareholder of the concerned company. For this, we require a central legislation which this august house must deliberate upon. Sir, I would like to draw the attention of the central government to the Polavaram project, which may submerge many areas in my state. Kindly think about the tribal families who will lose their land. Sir, I would like to thank the central government that my state has been sanctioned 11 residential schools. Unfortunately, in these schools, there is nothing ideal. The old pattern continues. There are no permanent teachers. The quality of education is substandard. The food is unhygienic and the living condition is deplorable. Residential facilities and hostels must be provided for tribal students. We have enacted the new law without offering hostel facilities to tribal students who hail from interior places. The dropout rate will certainly go down if we provide accommodation at the Gram Panchayat level. I would like to express my gratitude to the central government for opening a central university in my district and also to the state government for providing the logistic support. It is my humble request that the students of the scheduled tribes and scheduled castes be given priority in admission to this university. Honorable Chairman, Sir, tribal people of India are socially, economically and educationally backward. Since the independence of the country, the land which has been acquired by the government for development purposes was mostly owned by the tribals. About a third of the entire land acquired was of the poor tribal communities. Even today, in the name of irrigation, industrial development or setting up of manufacturing units, the tribal lands are being occupied. This practice should stop immediately. When the land reforms law was enacted by the Congress government, it was declared that the forest dwellers would be given ownership deeds, but that was not done. Thus, on one hand, the tribal lands are being grabbed, and on the other, these poor people are not getting enough compensation. They are in a miserable condition. In fact, I would like to urge upon the government to go through the financial review and outcome budget. It has been clearly mentioned that the money which is being paid to the tribals is a paltry sum and highly inadequate. For 9 to 10 crores of people, merely 3,000 or 1,500 crores of rupees have been spent. This is ridiculous. If this amount is not enhanced, there will be no development in the backward region. I think that we are failing to feel the pulse of these people while allocating budget or implementing the schemes because we are non-tribals. So we just overlook their interests, as a result of which they remain underdeveloped. This issue must be sincerely looked into. We have seen that the shares of state governments are decreasing and those of the NGOs are increasing over the years. Thus, the question of transparency crops up, which needs to be addressed. The tribal villages villages are very small. Sometimes only 200 or 300 people live there. They mostly depend on the forests and are usually cut off from the mainstream. In the absence of roads and other infrastructure, Naxalites are finding it easier to hide there and carry out anti-social activities.